What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/tales from the customer. This story's called Getting Lippy with a Customer Who Respectfully and Responsibly Made a Complaint and Provided a Reasonable Solution May Not Be in Your Best Interest. Hey guys, this has been happening over the last few days and will continue over the next few days, so we'll be updating with the final decision sometime soon. So about 4 weeks ago, I walked into a tattoo and piercing store, the best and most trusted in the world, asking about nipple piercings, i.e. what are the risks and benefits, what kind of price range to expect, aftercare needs, etc. After having a conversation with the piercer about this, he told me to expect a price between $100 and $120 at most stores, but that today only, he could offer me the piercings plus jewelry for $80. That sounds great. Is it okay if I just call my boyfriend and come back? Boyfriend okayed the early spending money for the next fortnight and we were good to go. This piercer wasn't like some of the other piercers I've encountered. After placing the dots on either side of each nipple, he didn't ask me how I liked the positioning. Not that I could have told him, because these dots covered half of each nipple. He didn't notify me of any issues or the resolutions to said issues. It was simply deep breath in, deep breath out, stab. At that point, I started to get iffy, but I wasn't about to say anything to the guy with a needle in one hand and my boob in the other. A few days after having them pierced, I started to get a bit concerned because the small size of the bars he used meant that the holes were stretching over the balls on the ends as they were very constricting. I went to a different tattoo shop to buy longer bars to try to remedy the situation. All was okay for the next couple of weeks. It was only when the pain started subsiding and I could actually touch them that I started to have a bit of a look, and I saw that the piercings are a lot further back than I was expecting. I went to another piercer, one I had been to before, for their opinion on the positioning. Her advice was to go back and make a complaint, because these are not nipple piercings. These are areola piercings. They don't even touch my nipples. Before I went back to the original piercer, I went to one that I had never visited for another opinion and received the same advice. So on Saturday, I went back out to the shop where I got them done and spoke to the manager about the problem, saying that I was told by two other professional piercers that the piercings I had were not what I asked for and not what I had paid for. When she said she was not sure what could be done about this, my request was simple and polite. I was wondering if it would be possible for me to have the bars removed and the piercings cleaned and receive a refund due to the fact that this is not what I asked for. Manager agrees that these things would all be suitable actions and asked me if I could come back in Monday because there isn't a piercer working over the weekends because it's a bit slow. All good. Agreed to come back on Monday. So Monday rolls around and I got up early, cooked breakfast for my housemate who offered to drive me instead of having to go get a bus, and off we went. Got to the store and the manager said, "I am really sorry. The man who was supposed to be working today got called to a different location and we don't have a piercer today." Their piercers work on a who needs it most kind of basis, so it makes sense. She asked me to come back tomorrow and I left my mobile number with her so she could let me know if anything changed. Tuesday. Today I got smart and called ahead to ask if the piercer was working today before I left the house. He was booked to be tattooing until 2 p.m. That's okay, I've got some errands to run anyway. I showed up at the shopping center about 20 minutes early, having run out of things to keep me occupied. Walked past the shop to go to the pet store with a friend while I waited and noticed the piercer who did my piercings standing there with nothing to do. Manager saw me and greeted me. Piercer is ready. He just finished his booking early. I got there right on time, so we had a bit of a chat while the piercer was getting the room ready, sterilizing everything, washing his hands, slapping on his gloves. themselves. He called me into the room and I asked my friend to come in with me. After removing the necessary clothing, he inspected them and asked what the problem was. I explained everything to him in detail while he interrupted me every 2 minutes to the point my friend just said, "How do you expect to know what the problem is if you can't shut your mouth and listen to her talking?" That shut him up long enough for me to give him a list of things that I'd already covered while he was too busy trying to defend himself. Scum! After I finished, he asked me rather rudely, "So, what do you want me to do about it?" I told him that I would like him to remove the piercing safely and clean the area with an antibacterial. He made this sound like he was about to say, "For faster risks," but stopped himself before it came out. Anyway, he did almost exactly what I asked him to. Almost. After quite aggressively, not safely, removing the bars, he put antibacterial on a cotton ball and wiped each side with it. I told him I appreciate that he was willing to help me, but I don't appreciate the way he just acted, especially with his rough treatment of a sensitive part of my body which was more sensitive due to the fact that these piercings were still very new. His reaction was to speak to me very rudely again, stating that my nipples are tiny so I can't possibly have expected to get real nipple piercings and have it work. Small nipples tend to push piercings out in a most unpleasant way. So when he pierces nipples that are very small, he does it a bit further back. It's a basic thing for him to do, and if I didn't like it, I could take my business elsewhere. Very hushed though, so the manager didn't hear. When he left the room, I was standing right in front of the door, and when the door is open, people walking past the shop front can see straight through to where I was standing. I was left in a wide open room with my bra only covering me because I saw him going to open the door and hastily picked it up to cover myself. He left the door wide open with me standing there half naked. Friend rushed to close it so that I could continue to get dressed again. When I came out of the room, I went back to the manager to receive my refund, and she said to me, "We don't actually do refunds usually, but I can give you store credit." Oh boy, am I heated at this point, but still, I replied politely, respectfully. Don't ask me how I kept my cool. I honestly have no idea how. It's almost midnight now when I'm still reeling from it. I tried to argue that I had been told on Saturday by her that a refund would not be an issue. Nothing was said about store credit, and what would I do with said store credit? After the serving I just got from your piercer, I honestly have no desire to return. Well, you could sell your store credit to your friends. I remember her saying she wanted to get a tattoo. I can set up an account for the credit to be added to. Yeah, sure, let's do that. I have been here an hour already, and it's my third time here in 4 days. I just want to go home. So the account is set up, repayment sorted with my friend, and off we go back to the car. As soon as we got home, I called another one of their stores in the area and asked if there was any regional or district manager or someone a bit higher up than a store manager that I could speak to about an issue at another location. The man there took my details and told me he would ask the owner of their store to get the owner of the other store to contact me. I was called within the hour, explained my issue and how I tried to have it resolved professionally and had originally been met with nothing but smiles and helpfulness, only to have a dreadful experience today. I told him everything that happened, made sure that he knew I wanted to ensure that other customers don't have experiences like this in the future. Mr. Bossman was unimpressed, apologized profusely, thanked me for trying to handle the situation responsibly as to walking in angry, making demands, etc., and also thanked me for letting him know about the situation. He said,
"I know it's not an excuse, but
Piercer
has some stuff going on at the moment. He's been spoken to a couple of times already. this time he won't be piercing for us anymore. I'm sorry that he brought his feces to work with him."
He then organized for one of their most qualified and experienced piercers to review the situation. Basically, she's gonna look at my boobs and decide whether or not he made the right decision when he put the piercings further back than normal. Mr. Bossman said that depending on this piercer's opinion after a meeting, either he will ask her to pierce me properly free of charge once the current holes close and heal, or he'll provide me with $100 store credit to be used at any of their stores to go towards other piercings or even a tattoo. Not exactly what I was going for, but I'll take that deal. I thanked him for taking my complaint and his help, his patience, and also asked him to thank his piercer for agreeing to come in to see me on a day when she wasn't originally going to be working. Overall, it's looking like there will be a great result, but to be completely honest, I'm a little worried that the helpful attitude will again disappear on the day. Fingers crossed though, and I really hope that I'm wrong. So on Thursday night, I will update with whatever happens at my appointment. Good or bad. Well, we're waiting. Oh wait, no, there's something here. Update. Who knew? I'm so sorry that I've taken so long to update. I swear I typed it out on Thursday night, and I'm sure I pressed the button to update the post, but it must not have gone through. I didn't check it until now though, so I'm sorry to those who've been waiting since Thursday for the update. So I went to see the new piercer on Thursday afternoon, and was told not only did the guy pierce my boobs in the wrong place, new piercer, being a female with small nipples as well, told me that what the guy told me was absolute bullshit, but he also pierced me in the wrong way. I told him that I wanted them for sensitivity reasons, and they pierce differently for people who want sensitivity. But because most people just want them for the looks, he just pierced them the looks way and not the sensitivity way. So the advice from this piercer was to go to a chemist and buy a saline mixture with tea tree oil in it and vitamin E oil, saline and tea tree to clean and prevent infection, and vitamin E to prevent scarring. She also said to bring in the receipt on Wednesday when I go in to see her, and she will reimburse me the full cost of these products because the original piercer was completely at fault. She was talking about when I re-pierce them, so I will 100% be getting them redone. And I'm quite confident with letting her do them because she and a few others there told me that she does all her own piercings, including her own nipples. No, thank you. And also, there are so many 5-star Google reviews from other people who mention her name as their piercer, so I'm really excited to get my nipples pierced properly. We'll update again after my next appointment, Wednesday, and this time I'll check to make sure it actually updated the post. Update! Appointment has been moved to Monday. I'll let you guys know how it goes. And that's it. No more updates. I'm assuming she died. I'm just kidding. No, I checked the profile out and, well, I got the piercings. This story's called "We Accidentally Were Those Nightmare Customers and Got Free Chips Out of It." So yesterday, on the 4th of July, my boyfriend and I went to a food place where they have all the ingredients laid out in front of you. You pick what you want, and they put it in a bowl or burrito for you. As we're walking up, and employee is doing something to the door, and she blocked our way for a bit before giving another employee a look and letting us in. We didn't realize that had anything to do with us. We walk in, and there's a lot going on in the kitchen, and we were confused as to what was going on. For a second, we thought they had just opened, but that didn't make sense because the food bar had nearly empty food containers on the counter. I assumed they were midday cleaning. Anyway, we start ordering, and we're told there's some meat that they're out of and won't make more because they're about to close. Me, very much confused. At what time do you guys close? At 3. The time reads 3:01. My boyfriend and I look at each other in shock at the realization of what we've done. I start profusely apologizing and backing away. Oh my god, I am so sorry. Never mind. We'll just go elsewhere. Sorry about that. My boyfriend and I start making our way to the door, nervously laughing for being schlongs.
No, it's okay. You can still order.
No, it's okay. Thank you. We'll go somewhere else.
No, it's okay. You're gonna be our last customer. It's no big deal. I just don't want to make another batch of that one meat.
Are you sure? Is it gonna be extra work for you guys? Employee extremely freaking nicely.
Yeah, it's fine. Really. Don't worry about it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be an a-hole about it. I realize all the food is already on the counter, so it's not like they have to go out of their way. My boyfriend and I look at each other pondering. We decide to stay. We order 2 bowls.
Anything else?
Just the bowls. Thank you. Again, sorry. We didn't know you guys closed early today. I didn't get the holiday memo, clearly.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
They're all super nice to us about it, and as we're about to pay, they let us know they're gonna put a free bag of chips in our bag, and obviously I thanked them lots. I looked at my boyfriend and laughed. Oh my god, I feel so bad. I made sure to tip them extra, obviously. We walked in last second, and not only did they still happily serve us, but they also gave us free chips. Shout out to those super nice employees. They were definitely annoyed at first, but their demeanor changed after we tried to leave. It made our day. Hopefully our extra trip made theirs. Oh my goodness, I recently had a burrito from Chipotle. It was just so good. It was a cathartic experience. The food is just so good. The tortillas have the perfect texture, and the burrito stuffing, I don't know what it's called. The stuff you put in your stuff, the burrito, it's all good. And it's not too expensive. Not a sponsor either, guys. Send me a gift card, and I'll suck your Tabasco bottles down on all the burritos I'll eat, because you'll give me free unlimited burritos like you give to some really high-profile peeps. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.